Hello and welcome to another episode of Mac Minute. In this episode, we'll be covering notes and reminders, which you can find in iCloud. So let's take a peek at them. Here I'm using an app called Reflector. As you can see, I have my iPhone screen reflected, if you will, on my Mac desktop. So you're going to be able to follow along as not only I put in notes and reminders on my Mac, but also on the iPhone. You'll be able to see them sync and interact together as we add different notes and reminders. So you'll really get a good idea of how great iCloud can be when you're using notes and reminders. So let's take a peek at it. First thing you want to do is make sure that you're signed into iCloud on both devices. So I'm going to go over here into the settings section of my iPhone, and I'm going to go under the iCloud setting. Here, as you can see, I am signed in, and I want to make sure that I have the reminders flipped to the on. You can tell that because it's green. It's got that green little indicator switch. And I also want to make sure I have the notes section on. I have both of them on, so I know I'm good to go. So I'm going to check the Mac out. I'm going to go into System Preferences and look at the System Preferences for iCloud. And as you can see, Reminders is checked and Notes is checked as well. So we should be perfect when it comes to syncing. Whenever I enter information on one device, it should pop up right on another. So that's good. Let's take a peek here. I'm going to open up the Notes app on both devices, on my iPhone and also on the Mac, and these guys will sync together. So let's go ahead and type a note here. We'll just go ahead and say thanks for watching another episode of Mac Minute. This is the 5th episode, so thank you guys for all your reviews and comments. I'm actually getting some great feedback. Thank you very much. Now that we've entered that note in, we're just going to hit enter and speed up through some time here. It only takes maybe about a minute or so for it to pop up. And as you can see, that note popped right up over here on the iPhone. I can go ahead and type a follow-up note, reply to that, and as you can see, there it is over on the Mac, right over there. And that's real time. It's that quick when it popped up. So maybe if you're impatient, it takes a whole minute to sync over on your devices, but it's great because until we had iCloud for notes and reminders, you would go ahead and you would type some notes in, and you'd have it on one device, and then maybe you'd get home and you didn't have that device with you. So iCloud's really come a long way in helping us keep all our information together. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the reminders. I just went ahead and opened up the Reminders app on the Mac, and I'm going to go ahead and go into the Reminders app on the phone so we can get an idea of how they work together. The nice thing about reminders is they give you a lot of power in terms of how you can set them up to determine when they're going to remind you of something. So let's go ahead and look at today. I can sort between reminders for future days and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put a reminder in here. It'll remind me to check my email. This one I'm reminding it, I'm setting the reminder for when I get to a specific location. You may be wondering how that's done, and what it does is it actually it tags a location. It can either do a current location where you are right now. So a popular one is remind me to pick up milk when I leave work. And as long as it has in your contact information where you work, it'll know when you leave using your GPS on your device, and you will actually get a notification, much like an alarm, to let you know, hey, don't forget to pick up the milk, and you'll be able to not forget it. You can also set reminders to go off at specific times. This is probably one of the more common ones. So let's go ahead and just say, remind me to check my email. And instead of using a location this time, we're going to specify a time specifically to get that reminder. So let's just finish. Go ahead and typing this up here, and we'll see it pop up over onto the phone. You can see I've selected it for today. I can choose a certain time in here. I can set the date, so don't feel like you have to set a reminder on the day. That would kind of defeat the purpose. You can set it just like a calendar event. In fact, that's probably a good way to think of it. It's very similar to an iCal calendar event. If you like how this looks, you can do almost the exact same thing in iCal. And there you go. It pops right up over on my phone. We're going to fast forward in time a little bit, save you a couple minutes just so you can see. And that's what a reminder looks like. You can see the Mac reminder up in the top there, where you can hit close, and also this and snooze, I believe the other option is. And then the reminder shows up on the phone. Both of these have an auditory alert. You can customize on each one what that alert sounds like. That way you know when you get a reminder. So you don't have to worry about missing them. So in short, that's a brief introduction onto Notes and Reminders. If you guys have any questions, comments, or requests, please send us an email at tech@sch.org. Thanks.